Hi guys, Monica here, your healing facilitator at Always the Heart. And today I will be answering your most common questions about the metaphysical anatomy technique. I have received many questions about this technique because I am running a certification class by the end of this month, June 27th to 28th. And today I will answer your most common questions about metaphysical anatomy technique. So get ready, sit down, and let's start. The first question that I have received is, what is this technique used for? Well, metaphysical anatomy technique studies and resolves the psychosomatic root causes of ailments and problems. These root causes stem from unresolved emotional trauma, and we all experienced it all throughout our lives. This modality addresses the emotions and instincts you felt at the moment of trauma. And it is important to say that trauma is any moment in your life, moment of stress without resolution, both the sudden big traumatic events as well as the long-term stress piling up. What is this technique based on? Well, it was inspired by the work of Dr. Peter Levine and created by Yvette Rose. You are probably familiar with Yvette's big book of 679 ailments and the psychosomatic root causes behind them. That's the book on the left. And Yvette also teaches you how to recognize and find the emotional root of the problems all throughout your physical body. How is this modality different from other modalities? This is an intuitive modality driven by the power of your focused intention. It allows your physical body to gently complete trauma cycles, releasing the emotional charge from the nervous system. So it is able to release the stuck emotions, results of trauma from your physical body. The next question I received is, someone is asking if this technique is connected to the Chinese medicine or other ancient practices like Ayurveda. Well, you might be asking these questions because you are noticing that in Chinese medicine, when you are studying chakras, acupressure, and also the psychosomatic root causes of ailments through other modalities, you're seeing similarities. And that is because our physical and emotional body stores emotional information in all of us in the same way universally. This emotional stuff, information, and processed traumas are stored in the body in the same places. That's why different modalities are arriving at very similar conclusions. But there is a difference to metaphysical anatomy and how it approaches trauma release. That is because metaphysical anatomy works with emotions and instincts. It does not work with the stories behind the problems. It is not getting involved with memories, which many times can be actually false memories, because every time we tell a memory to someone, after the fifth time, that memory's already changed about 50%. So when you are working with metaphysical anatomy, there is a question from a person here asking if a client feels pain during the session. Absolutely no. There is no pain inflicted by this modality. And I am going to show you a video showing how a body very gently releases trauma from its nervous system. And I will link it in the comments down below so you can watch the video and see how a client is very, very gently shaking, releasing that autonomic nervous system energy from the physical body. Another question I have received is if you can do this technique on yourself. Can you use it on yourself? Yes, this modality is designed to work as a self-healing modality, meaning you are able to use it on yourself. You are able to use it any time of the day. You do not have to be in a triggered state, but it is important to remember that once you have this ability in your life, once you learn the technique, you are able to use it at any time in your life. It is easy to learn, and each and every person out there knows instinctively, intuitively how to do this. There are just simple tips and tricks that you have to learn, and also a little bit of um, the technical information about what is trauma, how is it stored in the body, and why we humans basically forgot how to use our own natural ability to heal because of our upbringing and social values. Someone is asking if they can use this technique to alleviate emotional charge of a memory. Yes, you can do that. You can also address the root of the problem, even though you do not remember its beginnings. This modality is different because it does not have you remember the beginning of trauma, how it happened, or relive it. You do not have to know that. All you have to know is how the problem is making you feel. And all of us can access that information directly from our bodies. How many sessions does a client need to heal an issue? Well, in my own personal practice, my clients usually need one session to resolve the issue. There is possibility of a self-sabotage surfacing during the session, and in that case, additional sessions would be needed. So each and every client is different. They have different experiences in their life, different trauma points and different reference points, and each client is different, but on average, one session is enough. In my own practice, about 20% of my clients are requesting a second session on the same issue. But what I am finding is that it's not the same issue that we are working on. We are basically deepening our inquiry. We are deepening the relationship of the person with themselves, having the issue almost like a gateway to go deep into the psyche. And in all the time that I have been practicing this modality, I had only one client that needed 3 sessions. But that is because there has been many other issues connected to the main core issue that we have been working on. So how long does it take to notice changes after a healing session? Almost all of my clients are noticing immediate changes in emotional state after the healing session. Their physical pain subsides and the awareness of the client about themselves, their abilities, their resources increases right away. After each session, there is something called the integration period where your physical body follows the emotional, mental, and spiritual healing. Remember, the physical body is very dense and it is usually very slow to catch up with the physical healing. For most people, it takes about 7 days. I myself need 8 days for the process to conclude. Usually right after the session, my clients get very relaxed and even sleepy right after the session and even few hours after. There is no limitations on what you can do after the session. You can go ahead and return to work right after, but you're going to notice that you're going to need a little bit more sleep. Or you're going to go to bed probably earlier the evening after receiving a session. There is a possibility of additional healing and release happening during the 7 days of integration. From my experience, some of my clients purge through sweat, having phlegm, just for a day or two, or more frequent visits to the toilet, basically pure purging every impurity and toxins from the body. This usually lasts about a day or two and is a normal part of healing. There is a possibility of low-grade fever developing, especially if we have been working on inflammation or infection. This is a normal way your body is clearing up infection. It's doing it through inflammation and increased body temperature. But most of my clients feel better day by day right after the session with no additional steps needing to be taken. It all is depending on the issue that we have been working on. How long do these results last? Once properly released, symptoms of trauma do not come back. Issues and symptoms rarely return. And if my client says the issue is back, it is usually due to client's self-sabotaging patterns that need to be addressed, or the linked trauma that have been linked to the main core issue that we have been working on surface after healing the first issue. I call it the peeling an onion effect. You peel a layer and then right underneath it there's another issue that then can be finally seen by client because their awareness and resourcefulness increases with each and every healing session they receive. So for example, if we are working with physical pain and at the root of physical pain, there's always going to be a form of suppressed anger that is stemming from feeling of powerlessness, helplessness, and even humiliation. And if we are working on suppressed anger, then the client becomes ready to start working on boundaries and even self-love. So we have to be aware of that when we are starting our healing journey. It's not that it's never ending, it is that some issues that maybe you did not have resources to deal with are then able to become visible to your awareness, to your consciousness, because you finally have the emotional and mental stamina to address them. So if you are interested in becoming a practitioner of this modality, either for yourself or for facilitating healing sessions for your own clients, then I am inviting you right now to join the class that I will be running June 27th to 28th. You will be learning all about metaphysical anatomy, level 1, and you will become a certified practitioner so you can start working with clients. I will be running this class from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. There will be time for breaks, of course, and you will have time to practice this modality and all of the tools included in the technique. If you are interested, then I am inviting you to let me know. Check out the links right below this in the description of this video, and come back a little later when I am going to drop down the link to the video showing you exactly how trauma can be released from the body. So I wanted to thank each and every one of you for joining me here today, and stay tuned because next Wednesday in 1 week I will be letting you know all about the class and answering questions about becoming and practicing metaphysical anatomy technique, becoming the practitioner and practicing it. So if you have any questions, send them to me so I can answer them during the next video here on my webpage. Again, thank you so much for paying attention, guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.